Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm just snagging off of work, and I'm waiting to go pick up the mister. So I thought I would hit y'all with a little story time, seeing as your girl is working in a summer camp, and these kids are quite hilarious. Some of the things that they talk about, how they act, like it just reminds me of my crew when we would have like extracurricular activities during the summertime for church, or even just even through the one time that I decided to step out there and go to summer camp. Y'all ready to hear it? Here it goes. So, the year 1997. Yes, I know. Long time ago. I shouldn't even probably remember it. Oh, but I do. Now, just to give you a little backstory, I have always been a chubby kid. I have always been the chubby one. I have always been very self-conscious since childhood, elementary school age, really about third grade. So it's around this time of summer camp. And I remember that, a lot of kids, like my cousins and stuff like that, were gonna be there, so I wasn't too afraid to do it, because like again, I was very shy and quiet unless I knew you, because I always knew like some kids are mean and they just say mean things. So my cousins were there. One of my uncles was like a camp counselor, and the camp was being held at our church, so I was just like, okay, that's perfect. And so we arrive, and we're having all of these activities, and we had like karate, we had people come like and do like field days with us. And this particular day, the karate day to be exact, I believe there were like two things going on. So like once you're done with one thing, you go inside in the fellowship hall and you do the karate thing, and they had all of these trophies and things like that. And the man was like black, but he was super serious about karate. So I remember like being in my head about this, because I'm like, he was telling us to do certain moves and exercises, like flips and all that other stuff. No, me? Who? Me? I'm not doing that. I'm not having all these people laugh at me. You got me messed up, sir. I'm not doing it. Like, from the moment that I went from the last activity to this, I knew I wasn't finna participate. And I don't care if I get a participation trophy ribbon. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna sit out, or I'm going to like try to find my way to get out of this, like go to the bathroom, whatever. Because again, I was very self-conscious about myself. I was like easily embarrassed, and I was very shy, like mute type of shy, unless somebody made me mad, or I knew you, like you were family. And it was so many boys there. In elementary school, it's like, ooh, he's cute, but you still giddy, you're a little kid, like you just have these little crushes. And there was this boy there, and he was so freaking cute, and he, of course, like all the boys, like amped up, ready to go, all the other girls amped up, ready to go, and I used to just sit back like, dang, man, I wish I had their confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, everybody's looking at me. I really believe, I know for a fact I had social anxiety as a child, which is really crazy. So he's going down the line, and he's telling everybody like, do this, do that, do that. Y'all, it gets to me, and what do I do? I embarrass myself, and I try to do it any dang on way. And you know what they say? They said, it's okay, try again. And I still didn't do the move correctly. So then they move on down. When I tell y'all, that was the worst like moment for me. I thought my life was over, and I didn't want to go and participate any longer, because one, because I've always been the oldest of all of my close friends, who I, of course, are family now, and they were all together in a group, like I felt some type of way because I wanted to be with them. Even though I was older, I didn't want to be with the older kids because, I wasn't super outgoing. And like, I'm already in this group with all these people. Like, my uncle is like pushing me to do certain things, and I'm just like, that's not who I am, sir. Like, that's not who I am. Like, you're my uncle. Like, can you please tell them to leave me alone? I don't want to participate. But again, like I said, I had to shake it off and do it anyway. And I embarrassed myself. And I was no good after that. I just felt like everybody was looking at me, everybody was laughing, and it was over for me. Like, I was ready to go home at a particular time. I didn't. I think I literally went to the bathroom and just hid out in there for a while, or tried to make an excuse to go see my sister and my friends at the time, because again, they were all together, and I felt more comfortable being around them. Now, the reason why I bring this story time up is because I have some kids in my class at camp who are easily embarrassed, and just as much as I am. And some of them are on the chubby side too. And my thing, and what I really am trying to get these girls to understand, is just because we are all different, or we're shaped different, and our sizes are different, and doesn't mean that you have to isolate yourself. Because I didn't necessarily have anybody to tell me like, okay, well, just because you look different to them don't mean that you can't participate. Like, don't make it seem like, you don't have anything to offer because you look different, or because you think somebody is just gonna like talk bad about you. I am big on letting kids be themselves and be comfortable first, but also allowing the other kids to be inviting, be welcoming. And a lot of times, even still, I know, but back then, like, a lot of the kids, like I said, are cruel, and they're mean, and they hurt yourself. They hurt your feelings. And a lot of times, girls, because like I said, I'm a woman, so I can only really relate to the girls, we feel like, we don't have friends, we don't want to be a part. And there's this particular little girl who I feel like is the same exact way, and I'm trying my hardest to bring not necessarily the shyness out of her, but help her to be like more forthcoming in, like, because I can tell that she wants to participate, but I can also tell like she's like in her head about, are they going to be nice to me, what are they going to say, and I'm not, basically building her esteem and building her confidence. And I was just like, man, I really was a kid, and I wish that, like I said, I had people like myself who poured into me more to tell me, like, instead of saying like, oh girl, go on and play, like, sit me down and like tell me, things in which I could use to boost my self-esteem, or introduce everybody together and make sure that everybody's getting along, and just be that foundation to build that foundation to where everybody is not everybody, like I said, feels welcome and feels inviting. And it's funny because those feelings also came up because we read a book called All Are Welcome, and it's just a book just talking about how everybody is different, but at the end of the day, we all have some similarities, and we should always feel like we are a part. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of kids don't feel like they are a part. I know I can say for myself, I never really felt like I fit in, or that I was a part of this crowd. I had always been like with the popular or known people from like elementary all the way to high school, but my best friends would be the more outgoing ones, and I would kind of like play the background. And it used to bother me because people would say, I was this person's shadow, or just follow that person around, or that person, like, when we'll be out, everybody be like, hey, such and such, you kind of be like, hey, when it comes to me. But again, that's not feeling comfortable in who I was, and being self-aware and confident, knowing that I got stuff to bring to the table too, and not just backing down. And it does have a lot to do with trusting people, because like I said, everybody is not always going to be your friend, and depending on certain circumstances, you don't really open up to people that you do not know. But I'm trying to bring a different vibe there. And it's just funny that a lot of kids now notice it. A lot of kids now notice it to the point to where, like, even today, I didn't necessarily have to say anything or push that person to go, go and socialize. Some the kids were like, "Hey, you're over here by yourself. Let's, come over here with us. Like, we can do this. I can scoot over and we can take turns, and you can watch me play Minecraft, and and then I'll watch you play Minecraft after a while." So that kind of made me feel like, oh my gosh, like, these kids in the new generation, like, they're so much better. Because I mean, even when we had to make up rules about our expectations and rules for camp, one of the ones somebody said, which was amazing to me, was no body shaming. Nobody shaming. And we can say all up and down that these kids are exposed to a whole lot of things that they shouldn't be, and it's just like so much going on that it's like easily accessible. But at the end of the day, these kids are paying attention, and they're understanding, and they're knowing, and they're becoming a lot more mature, which a lot of times, depending on the situation, is a very good thing, because they are able to recognize when other people or other students are not treated fairly, and they speak up for them. Because a lot of times other kids would kind of, like, especially back in my day, kids were like, somebody one day would be my friend, and the next minute wouldn't be my friend, and then they'd be over there talking about me, you know what I'm saying? And I know I ain't the only one, but I'm just, like I said, all the time, I'm just speaking from my experience. But it just made me happy to know, like, these kids are aware, and they're self-aware too, like some of the things that they do not like, and some of the things that they know that they do like, and they try to find those similarities or bring those things out in their friends. And they don't they are not just easily swayed to be like, oh, well, I don't like her, so I'm not gonna be her friend anymore. Like, I don't even hear that. And all these kids are elementary school age, so I'm just like, wow. Some behaviors and everything, which is to be expected for kids that are that age group. But a lot of them are very, very mature, and I'm just like, bravo. Because like I said, me being a little chunky girl, the chubby girl, like to play the background, like, used to just like be in my head and fantasize, like, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like this, I wish I looked like that, I wish I would, I would know the answers, wouldn't raise my hand. Like, I noticed a lot of those things in these kids, and my thing I like to do is like pull them aside, or even in the midst of us, going around asking questions, like making sure that they understand, like, if you know something, it's okay, and even if you don't, that's okay too. And even if you get it wrong, it's okay. It just means that, what I'm saying, you can do better the next time. And but also don't focus on the things that make you feel, what do they say, cringy or whatever. Focus on some of the strengths that you do have and build on that. And a lot of them, they receive it, and they understand what I'm saying. And I even had to talk to one girl today about rejection, because she's in middle school, but she came down there with us, and she said that she's afraid of rejection. I was like, this girl ain't probably in the 6th grade, 7th grade. I'm just like, oh, wow, we was not talking about these things. But I had to let her know, rejection is not a bad thing. Rejection, and even I had to learn this recently, rejection is just redirection to something better. And she was like, oh, I never looked at it that way. So, I just thought I'd get that off my chest, because it's just been funny, like, kind of seeing little me's around. Like I said, not even just the shy, chubby girls, but the people who, want to participate, but then they're kind of like awkward and, socially awkward, and don't know, how to go about socializing with everybody, especially the kids that got these big personalities, or the kids that everybody already knows, being the new girl. Because I know it was very hard for me, especially like I said, with liking and having little crushes on little boys at camp, and then even like participating in like sports or like physical activities, not because I was like overweight and just like tired, but just because I felt like, because I'm bigger than some of the kids, like, they're gonna be laughing at me, so I don't want to do it. And I would not do it right at the beginning. I wouldn't even try, you know what I mean? And I wish that I could truly, like, some days be like, man, I wasted all this time, even in middle school and high school, wasted all this time thinking about what I look like. Everything got to be put into a certain place. I can't participate in this, don't want to do that. all of that stuff at the end of the day does not matter. Like, I am really truly into like allowing kids to understand like who they are and what they bring to the world, and the things that they may do the same or do different, and how it all just runs together. And it just like makes, and then also just letting kids be them, like not trying to force them to be in athletic things, or force them to do this thing, or force them to do that. Like picking up on certain things that each kid likes, and I'm very quick with that. And I'm and seeing the like things that they don't like, and their quirks and little things like that, so we can all get along for one in our class. And also just to show that we all matter, and how we feel matters, and what we like matters. And we just, like I said before, we just all are one big pot of just different things, but we all work together to make each other feel welcome, and make each other feel good about each other, and good about ourselves, and leave it at that. And so I just wanted to get that off my chest, because it's just, they have been cracking me up this entire first week, which was successful. Woo! So shout out to all the camp leaders, and I'm just very, very excited to be a part of this. And I'm gonna be back next summer, and however long they have this, because it truly is rewarding when you have kids who just are excited to see you, or they know that they can come and talk to you and trust you with a lot of things that may be going on at home. And just knowing that, again, as I've said plenty of times in other videos, just feeling like it's even though it is work, it doesn't feel like work. And I feel comfortable in it, and I feel this is my zone of genius, as I've heard people say recently, zone of excellence, because it just flows, and it's my passion. I just love kids of all ages, honestly. And I'm just forever grateful for stepping into my purpose finally, and knowing what it is, and reaching and going even further, and not just stopping here, but like pursuing things that will continue to help me grow in this area, because I know that I can do it. And again, being poured into from people in leadership above me, and confirming my gifts and my talents and leadership skills, because I never thought that I could be that leader. I never thought I could really be that leader. And it is amazing to see my growth, being able to step outside of myself and seeing my growth. It's freaking amazing, y'all. It is freaking amazing. But it's also really starting to get warm. So I'm gonna hop up off of here, and I'm going to be heading out to get Mr. But I just wanted to give y'all a little update of how my summer is going, and a little itty bitty little story time. I think I'm going to do a reading of some of those notes that we used to do back in high school and stuff like that. 25 and up, 26 and up, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I will figure out how I'm gonna do that, get some more content out. And thank y'all for rocking with me, and I will see y'all later. Peace.